Good evening, everyone. This is Todd Medina coming at you with today's technique, which is going to be the baseball choke. So somebody hit me up about this the other day and asked me if the baseball choke would or could work in a real live MMA fight. Anything's possible, but it's not a 90%er. And by saying what I mean by the 90%er is a submission you will use will work in a submission tournament or MMA 90% of the time. Okay, and the baseball choke is not one of them. But what I am going to do with that is show you a variation of the baseball choke, which the baseball choke in and of itself, if it works, that is you'll put somebody to sleep with that. Okay, carotid artery, puts the blood out, boom, you go to sleep for a minute. Now the sequence, the other one I'm going to show you to that, is a more pain compliant, so it hurts really bad and you can break some things if you want to with it. And I usually have a little bit more luck with that, the variation of the baseball choke, than the actual baseball choke. So to answer your question with that, and I did some research on it, called around to some promoters and stuff, and no one's seen anyone finish them. When I say fight, I mean MMA. I know there's a lot of people that do submission tournaments, which I'm 100% down with, and I think they're cool. They call those fights as well, but I'm talking about like basically stuff in a cage, to where if things go south on you, you're going to get punched in the face really hard. Which goes to my next point. Submissions, why, like an MMA fight, why I like to pretty much only use 90%, the 90%ers, are because you'll end up, like say for example, leg submissions. If and when you set up for a leg submission and you don't get it, if you don't get it, you are going to end up in a bad spot, and if the guy knows what he's doing, your opponent, you're going to get punched in the face or kneed in the face really good. So that's leg submissions can be a little bit dangerous if you don't get them. The baseball choke is definitely, it's probably like a 50%er, maybe 60%er. If you don't get it, I mean, kind of the worst case scenario on that, if and when you don't get the baseball choke, is the best case for your opponent is he'll get out of the bottom side mount or put you back in the guard if he likes playing the guard. So that's the best out of that, and no harm, no foul on that one. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the baseball choke and the variation for it, and then maybe tomorrow or next couple days we'll show you some defense for the baseball choke and how to reverse it and get out of it and switch it up on your opponent. So let me see. I've got my camera person and my training partner over here doing the dang thing. So let me see if I can separate them. Okay, can we do this one more time? Yeah. Before she chokes you out? I know it's about that, like that. Okay, I won't mess this up this time. Thank you. Okay. So my training partner here, and you just lay it down on the mat right now. Okay, so you end up side mount, please. Okay. You're wrestling to get side mount. And this is a video we have coming in the future too. But you should know this, and I'm sure everybody does. How do you get to submission, or what's the count to it? So it's transition, position, submission. Those are the three. Transition, position, submission. And we'll explain that in a couple of videos. So just put that in the back of your mind and know it and remember it. So what you're going to do is I end up passing the guard, you get the side mount, okay? And you can be heavy or not. But my main goal when I get here is I need my top knee to be at the top of his head, the crown of his head, okay? Okay, so my knees are wide, my center of gravity is low, and I'm heavy on them. So now here's the difficult part with the baseball choke. My outside hand is going to come through. What I need to do is get the small part of my forearm to rest on his throat. Are you sleepy? On his throat, okay? And it's easier to slide it through on his neck, the small part of your throat, especially if you've been wrestling a couple minutes and it's slippery with sweat. It's going to be more difficult to put the big part of your forearm down on the throat. It's not like he's going to let me do that. Okay, so I'm here. So here's what it would look if he's not going to fight me doing it. So my outside arm is going to come through. When I do, drag it on the torso, okay? You can use a gable grip or a modified gable grip. I wouldn't suggest an S grip, that's not so much. Okay, so we go gable grip, okay? Boom. Now the smallest part of my forearm is gonna go on his throat. This elbow is gonna go to this knee. That's the motion we're going, okay? And okay? This bottom arm is picking the head up, and this top arm is pushing down. One more time. So from side mount, without him defending, I'm gonna keep it tight on the torso so he doesn't sit up or leave. Gable grip or modified gable grip. The smallest part of my forearm on his throat. And when I'm doing this, I'm leaning up for the video, but when you're doing it, keep as low as you can. Because the more I sit up and pull like this, it's gonna make it easier for him to get out. So that's why the baseball choke's, half and half on getting it. So now, here's the modified one. Okay, even that. So I'm gonna try it, and Tanner's gonna do whatever he's gonna do not to get stuck in the baseball choke. So I get up on his head, okay, and that's a possibility. I can get that. So when I come here to do this arm, yeah, he pushes me, okay? So there's, the dog can do whatever. Boom. Boom. So I got stuck in an arm bar from that stupid thing. So it's easier said than done. But now I'm going to show you a variation of the baseball choke. So you get up on the head, okay? So I'm the same thing. I'm just going to slide this in. All I need to do is get this outside elbow on the sternum, okay? Boom. From here, gable grip. All I'm doing is I pick up the head, I push down the elbow in the sternum. Okay? One more time. This is something you got to feel because it really doesn't feel good. Okay? The same thing. Get up on his head. Put the sternum on the elbow on the sternum. Gable grip or modified gable grip. Push down with the top, pick up with the bottom. Boom. Okay. So that's the whole thing with that. So you're going to have a better chance of getting the modified baseball submission than the actual baseball submission. If you have any questions, comments, please let us know. We'll get right back to you. So if you didn't know,
I know.